Hyperion, Book 2, by Friedrich Hölderlin, page 135. Hyperion to Bellereamine. I was in a lovely dream when I copied out for you the letters that I once exchanged. Now I write to you again, my Bellereamine. I lead you yet further down into the deepest depth of my sorrow. And then, you, last of my loves, come out with me again to the place where a new day shines upon us. The battle of which I had written to Diotima began. The Turkish ships had withdrawn into the strait between the islands of Chios and the Asiatic coast, and had taken up a position along the mainland, near Kesme. My admiral left the line with his ship on which I was, and began the prelude with the first Turkish ship. The enraged pair were heated to frenzy at the very first attack. It was an intoxication of revenge, a terrible melee. The ships were soon fast together by their rigging. The furious fight was ever at closer quarters. A profound sense of life still pervaded me. I felt warm and well in every limb. My spirit, like one taking tender leave, was aware of itself, for the last time in all of its senses. And now, filled with hot disgust at knowing nothing better than to let myself be slaughtered in a crush of barbarians, I rushed on, with tears of rage in my eyes, to where certain death awaited me. I had not far to seek for the enemy, and it was not many minutes before, of the Russians who were fighting beside me, not even one was left. I stood there, alone, filled with pride, and flung my life down before the barbarians like a beggar's penny, but they would have none of me. They looked at me as at a man whom one is afraid to offend, and fate seemed to feel consideration for me in my despair. In desperate self-defense, one of them at last aimed a blow at me, striking me so that I fell. After that, I knew nothing, until I came to my senses again in Paros, whither I had been brought by ship. From the servant who had carried me out of the battle, I later heard that the two ships that had begun the fight had blown up the moment after he and the surgeon had taken me off in a boat. The Russians had thrown fire into the Turkish ship, and since theirs was fast to the other, it had burned too. How this terrible battle ended, you know. Thus, one poison wreaks vengeance upon the other, I cried, when I learned that the Russians had burned the entire Turkish fleet. Thus do tyrants exterminate themselves. Hyperion to Bellereamine. 6 days after the battle, I lay in a tortured sleep that resembled death. My life was like a night, interrupted by pains, as it were by darting lightning. My first returning consciousness was of Alabanda. He had not, so I learned, stirred from my side for an instant, had taken care of me almost single-handedly, with incredible assiduity, with 1,000 tender, homely services, of which he would otherwise never in his life have thought. And he had been heard to cry on his knees beside my bed, "Oh, live, my loved one, that I may live." It was a happy awakening, Bellereamine, when my eyes opened to the light again, and the glorious youth stood before me, with tears of emotion at our reunion. I held out my hand, and proud as he was, he kissed it with all the rapture of love. "He lives!" he cried. "O nature, O kindly, all-healing Saviour! Thou dost not, wilt not, forsake thy wretched pair, thy wanderers, without a country. O Hyperion, never will I forget seeing your ship go up in fire before my eyes, and thundering carry the sailors with it in raging flame. And among the few who were saved there was no Hyperion. I was out of my mind, and the fierce clamor of battle did not quiet me. But I soon heard news of you, and flew after you as soon as we had finished with the enemy. And how he watched over me now. With what loving caution he kept me imprisoned in the magic circle of his kind services. How without a word he taught me by his great quietude to understand the free course of the world without envy, and like a man. O ye sons of the sun, ye freer souls, much has been lost in this Alabanda. I sought in vain I prayed to life. Since he is gone, such a Roman nature I have never found. Untroubled, profoundly understanding, brave, noble, Alabanda. Where is there a man if he was not one? And when he was friendly and simple, it was as when the light of evening plays through the darkness of the majestic oak, and its leaves drip with the rainstorm of the day. Hyperion to Bellereamine. It was in the beautiful days of autumn that, half recovered from my wound, I made my way to the window again for the first time. I returned to life with calmer senses, and my soul had grown more attentive. The air of heaven breathed its most delicate magic upon me. The serene sunbeams poured down as mildly as a rain of flowers. There was a great, quiet, tender spirit in the season, and among the rustling twigs the peace of completion, the bliss of maturity, surrounded me like the renewed youth for which the ancients hoped in their Elysium. It had been long since I had enjoyed it in purity of soul. This childlike love of the world. Now my eyes opened with all the joy of recognition, and blessed nature remained unchanged in her beauty. My tears flowed before her like an atoning sacrifice, and a heart renewed rose tremblingly from my old discontent. "O holy world of plants," I cried, "we struggle and take thought, and yet have thee. With our mortal powers we strive to cultivate the beautiful, yet it grows light-heartedly beside us. Is it not so, Alabanda? Men are made to provide for their necessities. All else is freely given. And yet I cannot forget how much more I wanted." "Let it suffice you, dear one, that you exist," cried Alabanda, "and let grieving no longer hinder what is quietly at work within you." "Yes, I will rest," said I. "Oh, I will tear up all those projects, all those claims, like notes of hand. I will keep myself pure, as an artist keeps himself. Thee will I love, innocent life, life of the grove and the spring. Thee will I honor, O light of the sun. By thee will I calm myself, beautiful ether, which givest life to the stars, and yet here breathest about these trees, and here touchest us in the depths of our hearts. O willfulness of men, I have bowed my neck like a beggar, and the gods of nature watched me in silence with all their gifts. Do you smile, Alabanda? Oh, how often in our earliest days did you smile so, when your lad chattered to you in the intoxicated pride of youth, the while you stood like a quiet temple pillar amid the rubble of the world, and could not but suffer the wild tendrils of my love to grow about you. See what a blindfold falls from my eyes, and the old golden days are here and live again." "Ah," he cried, "the earnestness that was ours, and the joy of life." "When we hunted in the forest," I cried, "when we bathed in the sea, when we sang and drank, and through the laurel shade, the sun and the wine in our eyes and our lips were bright. That was a life without equal, and our spirit illuminated our youthful happiness. like a shining heaven. And therefore, neither of us can abandon the other. Said Alabanda. Oh, I have a heavy confession to make to you, said I. Will you believe that I wanted to go away from you, that I sought my death by main strength? Was that not heartless madness? And my Diotima, she must leave me, I wrote to her, and after that another letter, the evening before the battle. And you wrote in it, he cried, that you would seek your end in the battle? Oh, Hyperion, but she cannot yet have received that last letter. You must write to her quickly, that you are still alive. Best Alabanda, I cried, you comfort me indeed. I will write at once, and send my servant off with it. Oh, I will offer him all that I have to hurry, and reach Caulora, while it is still time. And the other letter, in which you wrote of renunciation, the good soul will easily understand, and forgive you for that, he added. Does she forgive? I cried. Oh, ye hopes, yes. If I could still be happy with that angel. You will still be happy, cried Alabanda. The most beautiful age of life is yet left to you. The youth is a hero, the man is a god, if he can live to see it. A wondrous light dawned in my soul as he spoke. The tops of the trees stirred softly, like flowers from the dark ground. Stars sprouted from the womb of night, and the springtime of the heavens shone on me in holy joy.